Welcome everyone in the next module, that is eigenvalues and eigenvectors, which is a part of the linear algebra matrix theory. Before we start with what is the importance of the eigenvalues, eigenvectors, its definition and all, I just like to take a small review about your earlier syllabus of semester 1, where we studied the matrix theory, the basics of the matrix theory, where we come across with the types of the matrices, mainly the Hermitian matrix, skew-Hermitian, then symmetric and skew-symmetric, and one more, that is orthogonality of the matrix, that is orthogonal matrix and unitary matrix. And then we come across with the system of linear equations. We discuss this topic as an application of the matrix, how to solve a system of linear equation, mainly the homogeneous and non-homogeneous systems. Now this discussion we would like to take to the next level, and that level is called as eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a matrix. Now the question comes, why the eigenvalues and eigenvectors are important. I just like to give some real life examples which will explain you what is an importance in the science and what is the importance of eigenvalues and eigenvectors in science and engineering. The first one is, we always come across with the Google search engine page, is it? So Google's extraordinary success as a search engine was due to their clever use of the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So this is one of the example. Next example I would like to give you, that is RLC circuit, which having the two loops. And if we want to solve this RLC circuit, that is if we want to calculate the current in the two loops, we can take a help of the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Earlier you may have come across with this same RLC circuit, and where you applied the concept of the system of differential equations. Now you can solve the same by using the concept of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Next one is the Markov processes, and there are many more examples in the engineering and the science field where the eigenvalues and eigenvectors concept can be applicable. Another I like to introduce to you, that is, in current scenario the data science has a very big exposure nowadays, and in this data science the SVD, that is singular value decomposition, is having a special importance. Now the thing is, in next semester we are going to learn the singular value decomposition, of course, but I just like to say, in eigenvalues and eigenvectors chapter we are going to discuss a topic, that is diagonalization of a matrix, and the concept of diagonalization of a matrix, which is a positive definite, leads to, or say that concept is extended to the singular value decomposition. So in all these applications and scope, I just like to say this eigenvalue and eigenvector chapter is more important for the electrical engineering point of view, as well as for the electronics and telecommunication point of view. Of course, it is applicable to all engineering and the sciences. So let's begin with the what is eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, before we define what is meant by eigenvalues and eigenvectors, we would like to discuss one vector equation which will leads to the definition of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So consider a vector equation Ax is equal to lambda x, where A is a n by n matrix, that is a square matrix. X is a matrix of unknowns, or we can call it as a unknown vector, which is a column vector basically, and lambda be scalar. Okay, now we would like to take one simple example of a matrix A, for which we would like to balance this equation by calculating the values of x and lambda. So suppose if your matrix A is a 2 by 2 matrix, 2, -4, 3 and then -6. The question is, find x and lambda which satisfies the equation Ax is equal to lambda x. Now looking at the example, our direct choice is, I call it as number 1. For x, my choice is 0, 0. Okay, I just explain once again this same part. See, in this given problem, the matrix A is given and we want to balance this equation by calculating x and lambdas. Okay, that means we have to find out the x and lambda which satisfies this matrix equation for the given matrix A. Now what we do is, we go and select the values of x and we would like to compute the values of lambda, which is nothing but a scalar value. Scalar value means it's a single number. Okay, so first choice is, say x is a zero vector, or say 0 matrix, 0, 0. Now what will be the equation become? What about the equation? The equation becomes the matrix A, that is 2, -4, 3, -6, into the matrix of unknowns, that is x. Here the values of x is a 0, 0, is equal to lambda into 0, 0. Now our job is to calculate or to find the values of lambda. If I take a multiplication of these two, we get 2 -4 into this. So 2 into 0 -4 into 0, that is 0. 3 into 0 -6 into 0, that is again a 0, is equal to lambda into 0, 0. Now we have different choices for the lambda. So lambda can be a 0, lambda can be 1, -1, 1.5, 2.5, -4, -1, like whatever the real number you select, for which this get satisfied. Is it? So here Ax is equal to lambda x. For x as a 0 vector, we get infinite choices for lambda. Is this clear? We get infinite choices for the lambda. Now I select the another value for x, which is a non-zero. Now you can take your choice, but see that your selection must be a non-zero vector. Here it is 0, 0. So this is a 0 vector. So non-zero vector we have to select. Okay, why I just take x as a 2, 1. Now your equation Ax is equal to lambda x becomes a 2 -4 3 -6 into x, that is 2, 1, is equal to lambda into x, that is 2, 1. Now a into x, that is 2 into 2, 4, -4 into 1, -4, 4 plus -4, that gives 0, 3 into 2, 6, -6 into 1, -6, plus 6 minus 6 becomes a 0. So this product gives me a 0 value, is equal to lambda into 2, 1. Now our job is to find out a value for lambda for which this product gives me 0, 0. So that there is only one choice. The choice is lambda has to be a 0. So there is a unique choice. Are you clear with this? We get a unique choice, that is lambda is equal to 0. So for a given matrix A, if x is a non-zero, then lambda has finite choices. We discard the case 1 where we take an x is equal to 0, and we would like to go with the second case where x is a non-zero vector. And taking this second case, we would like to discuss the concept of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. That means the selection of a non-zero vector leads to the concept of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay, now we would like to define what is meant by eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay. So if capital A be a n by n matrix, an eigenvector of matrix A is a non-zero vector x. An eigenvector of a matrix A is a non-zero vector x. That is very important. Non-zero vector x such that Ax is equal to lambda x for some scalar lambda. It means we call x as an eigenvector if it is a non-zero vector, and for such values of x, the equation Ax is equal to lambda x gets satisfied for some scalar quantity lambda. Are you clear with that? Now, the next definition is scalar lambda which is obtained for this particular is called eigenvalue. It's called the eigenvalue of matrix A. If there is a non-trivial solution X, that means for such a non-trivial X, non-trivial X means non-zero X, you can say for this particular case, then such X is called vector X is called eigenvector of A. Are you clear with that? And generally this is treated as X is called as an eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda. Are you clear with this? So in above example, for the given matrix A, X is equal to 2, 1 be the eigenvector corresponding to B, eigenvector corresponding to lambda is equal to 0. So corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda is equal to 0, 2, 1 is an eigenvector. Okay. So you just note one important point, that eigenvector never be 0. It should be a non-zero always. Okay. Now the question comes, if I go in the same direction. Now the question comes, if we go in the same way of calculating the eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the given matrix, it takes much of time. Is it? So we would like to define one process or a simple method of calculating the eigenvalues and then the eigenvectors. So for that we would like to define one characteristic polynomial . Again, the discussion is same. Your capital A is a n by n matrix, that is a square matrix. Then the characteristic polynomial is given by determinant of A minus lambda I. Okay. Now when we equate this characteristic polynomial with a 0, we get characteristic equation, which is given as determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to 0. Okay. Determinant of A minus lambda is equal to 0 is called characteristic equation. And when we solve this determinant, okay, basically what will be this determinant of A minus lambda I? Suppose your matrix A is a general matrix A11, A12 and so on A1n. A21, A22, and so on A2n, and so on AN1, AN2, and so on ANN. If this is your matrix given, identity matrix is of same order, that is in n 1 0 0 0 0 up to 0 nth column, 0 1 0 0 up to nth column, and so on nth row 0 0 0 0 up to nth column, it is 1. Okay, now in this case your determinant of A minus lambda I will be given like this. It's a determinant of the matrix A, A11, A12, and so on A1n, A21, A22, and so on A2n, and so on AN1, AN2, and so on ANN, okay, minus lambda into the identity matrix 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0, and so on 0 0 0, and up to last column it is 1 is equal to 0. Okay, now doing this subtraction, what we get? Doing this subtraction, we get a determinant A11 minus lambda, A12, and so on up to A1n, A21, then next is A22 minus lambda, and so on A2n, A31, A32, for the next is A33 minus lambda. Now why this is? See, we are doing a matrix subtraction. So lambda into 1, that gives minus lambda into 1, that gives minus lambda. So A11 minus lambda. Corresponding element addition will be taken here. A12 minus lambda into 0 is 0. So A12 plus 0, 0. A12 plus 0 is A12, and so on up to A1n. Next, A21 and this 0, 0, A21. A22 minus lambda into 1, that is minus lambda. So we get A22 minus lambda, and so on like that. For the last entry, we get ANN minus lambda, and up to A3n, and so on AN1, AN2, and so on ANN minus lambda. So this is what we get after solving the subtraction. Now when we solve the determinant, on the left hand side we get a polynomial in terms of lambda given as an lambda raised to n plus n minus 1 into lambda raised to n minus 1 plus an minus 2 into lambda raised to n minus 2 plus and so on plus a2 lambda square plus a1 into lambda plus a naught is equal to 0. So this will be your characteristic equation of the matrix A, and the roots of this equation are called characteristic roots, or they call as latent roots, or they call as eigenvalues. So roots of this equation, that is roots of the characteristic equation, are nothing but eigenvalues of the given matrix. Okay, in our today's discussion, I just like to discuss one simple example of calculating the eigenvalue. I just take the previous example. The matrix A is 2, minus 4, 3, and minus 6. Now what is the eigenvalue of, what are the eigenvalues of this? This is a 2 by 2 matrix. We will get 2 eigenvalues. If the matrix is of order 3 by 3, we get 3 eigenvalues. If the matrix is of order 4 by 4, then we get 4 eigenvalues. Okay, some of them may be repeated, but total number is 4. Okay. Now, the characteristic equation is determinant of a minus lambda I is equal to 0. So determinant of a, that is 2 minus 4 3 minus 6 minus lambda into identity. As this is of order 2 by 2, we take a 2 by 2 identity matrix. 1 0 0 1 is equal to 0. Next, 2 minus lambda into 1, that gives me 2 minus lambda. Minus 4 minus lambda into 0, that gives minus 4. 3 minus lambda into 0, 0, hence we get 3 here. Then minus 6 minus lambda into 1, that gives minus 6 minus lambda, and its determinant. Now calculate the determinant of this 2 by 2 matrix. We get 2 minus lambda into minus 6 minus lambda and minus 4 3s are 12, but the 4 is a minus, 4 is with a minus sign, so we get a minus 12 equal to 0. Next, 2 minus lambda and minus 6 minus lambda, take a product of these two brackets. We get 6 2s are 12, that is minus 12. 2 into minus lambda, that is minus 2 lambda. Minus lambda into minus 6, that gives me plus 6 lambda. Minus lambda becomes plus lambda square. Minus minus become plus 12 is equal to 0. So minus 12 plus 12 get cancelled. So hence we get lambda square plus 6 lambda minus 2 lambda gives me plus 4 lambda is equal to 0. So this gives, we can take lambda common. So lambda plus 4 is equal to 0. So lambda into lambda 4 plus 4 equal to 0. So it leads either lambda is equal to 0 or lambda plus 4 is equal to 0. Hence we get lambda is equal to 0, and from here we get lambda is equal to minus 4. So 0 and minus 4 are the eigenvalues of this matrix. Okay. Now how to check whether our eigenvalues are correct or not? So there is a chance of checking. The chance is, if you add the elements of the diagonal, that is 2 plus minus 6, that gives me minus 4. And if we add the eigenvalues, 0 plus minus 4 is minus 4. If the addition is same, we can say, I'm saying we can say our calculation might be correct. Okay. So this is the calculation of the eigenvalues. Okay. Now I am just giving one simple example for as an homework. Calculate the eigenvalues of a matrix. For homework purpose, I am giving a 3 by 3 matrix. A is equal to 8 minus 8 minus 2, 4 minus 3 minus 2, 3 minus 4, 1. So this is our homework. Calculate the eigenvalues of a matrix A. Okay. The hint is, when you calculate a characteristic equation, you will get determinant of, I'm giving you a simple way of writing the characteristic equation. See how to write the diagonal entries. Diagonal entries can be written as 8 minus lambda, minus 3 minus lambda, 1 minus lambda. Now write down all non-diagonal entries of the matrix A as it is. 4, 3, minus 1. Okay. Now solve this determinant. You will get a characteristic equation of a degree 3, which leads to 3 roots. That is nothing but 3 eigenvalues of the matrix A. So take this as an homework and try to complete before our next lecture. Thank you.